I can't hear Aikwe.
For some reason, we can't hear you. It's very, very soft and very distant.
I think everyone has to mute.
No, next door. No, it's still working. But cash on. Come on. How's this sound? Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you, yes. For some reason, we can't hear the drums hardly at all. It sounds very, very faint and really far away. Everyone is muted except for you, so I'm not sure why the drum sound is not coming through.
Sound out. No changes. No change.
It sort of comes in and out.
We can hear when you speak. So do you have two mics going? Because maybe it's picking up the one that is on your headset, but not the one for the music.
There isn't one on the music. It's the same setup as before. So I'm not sure what happened.
Well, it is all right because we are all gathered and we need to continue forward with the program. And, and so hopefully when we get to the next segment, we will have worked out some more of those details. So LaTronda, you are the mistress of ceremony.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so good to see everyone. And we're so excited about this celebration here. We're celebrating our Jegnies and the BPP for the Black Psychology program at CIIS. And I want to move us to the next thing in the program and offer libations. So I have a plant here, and if any of you have a plant nearby and want to join in with me, that would be great. I want to give thanks to the ancestors. We honor those ancestors whose shoulders we stand, and those in our direct lineage, and those who are not, but who have impacted our lives all the same. We pour libation. Ashe.
Ashe.
There are those whose names we know and those whose names we do not know, but their sacrifices and their challenges and struggles will never be forgotten. We pour libation. Ashe.
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 Beloved ancestors, we are root of your root, soil of your soil, bone of your bone, and blood of your blood. We pour libation. Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank you for your divine unconditional love, your guidance and protection. And we ask that you continue your presence in our lives so that we may be inspired and so we may arise and awaken to fulfill our destiny because we are your legacy. We pour libation. Ashe.
Ashe.
I ask each of you to join in by calling the names of the beloved ancestors of your own.
Bernice Brown.
Great
Ashe.
Carolina Senior.
Robert Holmes Sr., Letitia Felder, Judy
Akita
Flowers,
Searson,
Viola
Bossy
Flowers,
Bay Mac.
Elizabeth Smith,
Alexander,
Annie
Tyler
Emanuel,
Lee Stewart,
Aiden Wilson McDonald,
Bertha Wilson,
Aunt
Commodore
Elizabeth, Aunt
Wilson,
Beck,
Ella Ware,
Kathleen,
Raphael
Patricia
Dedeville
Ann
Sr.,
Lampkin,
Raphael Dedeville Jr.,
Willie, Harrison
Aunt
Howard,
Totsy,
Khalid Wright,
Sam,
Henry James
Uncle
Armstrong,
Saul, Uncle Mose,
Joseph
Earl
White.
Britt,
Ashe.
All right. So I would like to move into a welcoming and turn this over to Dr. Adeeba Deterville. And I'm going to go ahead and thank you, Aikwe, for your drumming and your beautiful sounds. And Adeeba is on you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Welcome, welcome everyone. Well, this is really exciting. It's exciting for me because I did not plan any of the program. The Jegnaship Cohort, the BPP at CIIS Jegnaship Cohort planned this entire event. I am just here doing what I am told to do. And it is so, so wonderful to welcome each and every one of you. I'm going to just take us down memory lane here real quickly and show you how far we've come. So let me move some things around here. You know, good old Zoom, how it covers up everything you want. All right, can everybody see the slides? Great. So welcome to the Black Psychology Program at CIIS, the BPP at CIIS 2020-2021. Want to start off by first acknowledging and giving thanks for our logo. Our program assistant, Tronda, designed the logo for us. She selected that particular Adinkra symbol, which is about knowledge and the continuing quest for knowledge. And so that became the official symbol for the Jegnaship Cohort for 2020-21. Oops, let's see, get my slides to move. So we started with our very first information session in September of last year. Can you believe it? It's been that long. So we started in September of last year with our info session, and then that was followed by our very first workshop, which was What is Black Psychology? So I conducted that workshop in October of last year. That was followed by workshop number 2, Black Mental Health and Wellness, Pedagogy and Praxis. Phenomenal presenters joined us for our very first workshop in the expanded series. That was then followed by, got to get my little thing to move forward.
Dr. D, you muted.
Dr. G, we can't hear you.
Dr. D, you're on mute.
Sorry about that, everybody. I knew that I was on mute, but I couldn't unmute because the Zoom bar was covering it up and I couldn't get back to it. So I was just like, I'm here, I know, but I can't get back to it.
Yes.
All right, so let's continue. Beautiful. Okay, so October, what is Black psychology? November, Black mental health and wellness. December, epigenetics and neuropsychology. January, optimal and transpersonal psychology. February, the 28 Days of Blackness extravaganza, where we did 6 different workshops, all led and facilitated and organized and presented by Jegnaship Cohort participants. And there is our list of honored Jegnaship Cohort participants who put that program together. They had less than 3 weeks to put this entire program together, and it was phenomenal. Oops, once again, if someone can, there you go, thank you, because that prevents me from being able to move forward. And then in March, we had expressive arts therapy, and then our closing workshop was Embodied Blackness, Personal and Praxis, which brings us to today, where we are going to be honoring those who have completed our academic year-long program with a certificate of completion for our BPP at CIIS Jegnaship Cohort and acknowledgments of attendance for our CIIS community members who attended 4 or more of the workshops in the series. So the Jegnaship Cohort participants are receiving their printed certificates by mail. Some of them have already received them, and some of them it's in the postal system's hands. And for our CIIS community members, you will be receiving it via email, and you will be able to print it out at your convenience, and those will be going out over the next week or so. So congratulations to everyone who completed the journey with us. Well done. And at this point, I want to introduce our beloved, soon to retire, President Judy Wexler to say a few words.
Thank you, Adeeba. I'm really glad that you did that history because it was very powerful to see all of the programs right next to each other. Because I've been tracking it, individually, but over the course of a year, it's easy to forget everything that's happened. I want to congratulate all of you, both for completing the program and for creating the program and staying with it and giving us such an important and promising first year. Rachel and Liz and I have been talking a lot about how do we make this fit into CIS, and because we all agree that we wanted to continue. And so right before this meeting, I sent Rachel an email about the idea that Liz and I have, which I am not going to say now because she hasn't had a chance to respond to it. But we will move forward. Because this work is just too important to not let it continue, and I think you've created a model of how we want to think about not just the African American community, but other communities that have been underrepresented in our professional and scholarly areas, and how do we provide the same kind of mentorship, highlighting of scholarship, and so that we are educating everybody about our own community contributions, but also the broader community and adding to the scholarship. So, Adeeba, I keep on thanking you, but I can't actually thank you enough. for the way in which your relentless commitment to this work. And that over the years, the various ways that you've come into my office and said, okay, this is what we can do. What do you think? And I think for me, in all of those conversations, what emerged this year was more powerful, deeper than I expected, as you know, as we've had our conversations back and forth about what this could be like. So I really, in congratulating everybody, I really want to congratulate you. And you know, Rachel, for all your support for this program. And to let you all know that I'm also speaking on behalf of Liz Bevan, who could not be here today because there's the pinning ceremony for the ACTCM graduates at the very same time. So she is pinning new acupuncturists while we are having this celebration. So thank you all. And I'll turn it back to Adeeba. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Wexler. Yes, yes. It has been a long journey, and I am so happy that one of your parting gifts to us is the continuation of the BPP at CIIS. Again, as we've mentioned in previous sessions, I think we did it at the last one, you are both the first woman president of CIIS. You are also the first president to have paid for a institutional membership to the Association of Black Psychologists. And you're also the first one, and as a result of that, we got this beautiful certificate that hung in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion as a result of that, which was a real proud moment. And I was able to present that to Rachel for her 50th birthday a few years ago, not to age you or anything, Rachel.
It was young.
But it was just
For real, I was just like, Rachel's 50? Wow.
It was just a beautiful moment
now.
to share that. And I also want to acknowledge the Office of Student Affairs. They have been invaluable in this process. Freilani in particular, she has been with us every single step of the way. Tronda is a student worker fellow through the Student Affairs. And so had it not been for Freilani, this would not have been possible. She has been a silent partner, but very vocal and highly supportive. So you will see her name on the signature line of your certificates. And I am happy to announce, nobody knows this except for LaTronda and Shamika, that through special arrangements with the Office of Student Affairs and the Association of Black Psychologists, all 100%, all 33 Jegnaship Cohort participants from the BPP are able to attend the National Convention of the Association of Black Psychologists with no cost to you. So that all you need to do is just give me your name and I'll submit it to ABPSI and Student Affairs will handle the rest. So I'm so happy to announce that Freilani is our champion, has been able to allow us to do that. So yay.
Lots of things to celebrate today.
Yes, indeed, indeed. So I'm turning it back over to LaTronda. The program is yours.
Okay, thank you, Adeeba, and thank you, President Wexler. That was wonderful. So what we're going to do is move into testimonials of our program. We have over 33 students from bachelor's level to doctorate level who participated in the leadership component of the BPP called the Jegnaship Leadership Development Program. And we're in brief, is a Jegnaship cohort. And we do have a couple of students who wanted to just share their journey, their story, how BPP, this program and the Jegnaship cohort have impacted their personal lives, their professional lives, and also their academic scholarship here at CIIS. Shamika Smalling is one of the Jegnies in the program. She's also a doctoral student. in the Transformative Studies program, and she's going to lead this section of the agenda. On you, Shamika.
Thank you, LaTronda. Peace, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Greetings to all of the administration. Greetings to Dr. D. How you doing? I want to say a special greeting to my chair, because I get to say my chair, May LOR, who's on the line. And that's just an example of support and a blessing that Dr. D is. But I'm not going to talk about that part right now. What I would like to do is a very, very short, just something about what this program has meant to me. And then I'm going to start calling on the other students. So according to Dr. Adeeba Deterville, Jegnaship, or relationally intentionally guided development, is an emerging African-rooted philosophical construct with Ethiopian roots. It is used to convey an intentional practice of guidance and as a concept of knowing and knowledge transfer that is not mentorship. Jegnaship is the means of conveyance for knowledge transfer by which the core concepts of Afrocentric episteme, psychology, spiritness, and personhood are cultivated into a practice for psychospiritual wellness. What that has meant for me has been the inspiration to be able to advocate for the African-centered transdisciplinary epistemology course, which our esteemed Dr. D taught. And that was done with another Jegnee, as well as other students, other Jegnees and other students in the Transformative Studies program, as well as knowing that I'm not going to talk about what that was done by other students as well. I don't want to name other folks' experiences. The Jegnaship Cohort has afforded me a space that is epistemologically connected to who I am as a woman of African ascent. Without that, my experience here at CIIS would not have been what it has been. A means to connect with knowledge of self and to approach my own inquiry from a perspective that is representative of who I am. So with that, the first person that I would like to call on is LaTronda Lumpkins. And I want to say something special about LaTronda Lumpkins because she doesn't know that she's part of the glue of this program, at least for the Jegnee. She's the person that communicates with us, and she holds Dr. D down. So she's also a doctoral student in the ITP program. And while she's a program assistant, she is also a Jegnee and doing amazing work in her own right. So with that, LaTronda.
Thank you. I was really trying to get out of speaking. And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm doing all this planning and I have not put anything together to talk about. So I'm just going to speak from my heart. I'm going to be very brief. 3 ways that the BPP has impacted my life. One, on a professional level. I have sitting on various boards currently regarding community mental health, African American, the Alameda County African American Steering Committee that deals with mental health in the African American community, and also the Juvenile Justice Reform Commission. And I work primarily with young people involved in the juvenile justice system. And what BPP has done for me is to bring an African-centered perspective to the work that I'm doing in the community with organizations that tend to want to lump everyone together. Everyone experiences are the same, and the solutions for the community is what the higher ups sitting at these policy-making tables deem the solutions for the people that they're seeking to serve. And so it's been an honor for me to remind them that evidence-based doesn't necessarily mean evidence for the African-American community, because we have unique experiences here in America. And so I've been able to remind them of systemic racism and discrimination, and the need to look at solutions from a cultural lens. And BPP has been able to help me do that with evidence and community-based research that's already out there for our community. So interventions are there. We don't have to use trauma-informed care and some of these cognitive behavioral therapy solutions when we have our own. And so, so that has strengthened my work in community. And then my academic work as a doctoral student in transpersonal psychology, it has reminded me the importance of staying true to my spirit self, my spirit being, and how to bring that into my work. So transpersonal psychology is all about connecting beyond the ego. And so I am more than happy to bring an African perspective into my work that focuses on African consciousness and ancestral consciousness and what that means. And to also challenge the curriculum. You know, the syllabus, the lectures, and the class discussions can go a different direction now with me in those spaces because of BPP. And then personally, of course, being a Jegni, all it's doing is really developing me as a strong leader, not just in academia, but also in community. So those are kind of the three areas that the BPP has impacted my life. And I hope I stay within my 2 minutes of speaking. I'm going to pass it on to Rachel. Rachel is one of the Jegnis in our program, and I'm going to not pronounce her last name because I know I'm going to butcher it.
Mauricio.
But, okay, Shamika, you pronounce it.
Rachel Mauricio.
There you go. All right,
Thank
Rachel.
He's up in here.
Thank you. It's a new last name for me. I got married last year and took on the family name of my husband because I love what it means, and it's a blessing to me. So hi, everybody that's here today. And I just wanted to be able to speak and just voice my gratitude for being able to receive. I think mostly throughout my life, due to like geographic circumstances, my scholarship has taken place in mostly white academic settings. And so that's a huge task of constantly running the side reel and like the litany of naming and knowing and centering my Blackness and centering my Afro-Caribbean heritage. And so it's been just this beautiful, rare gift to simply show up and just receive all of these names and faces and academic peer-reviewed articles, and also knowings that predate Blackness in this land, and to also be reminded of the goddess as a totally legit methodology and way of knowing. And just also to hear the contributions of the fellow Jegnis and to see the projects that have come out of this time has been really totally inspiring, and I'm deeply grateful. And it's supported me as I continue to center African perspectives in my department. I'm studying somatic counseling psychology, and I'm have maybe another year. I'm taking a leave of absence to give birth, and I'll be back next year for my practicum. And so I look forward to still being here and being part of this. It really has grounded me as I've centered African perspectives as a board member with a surf therapy nonprofit that's based in SoCal. And it's really centered me in just new, I just would have had to work so freaking hard to get my hands on what was just given to me. And so having the ease of this and the joy of community is just a total blessing. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
so
Rachel.
much, Rachel. That was beautiful. So what we're going to do is open the floor.
No,
for... Yes, okay, you got it. You got it. Okay.
See, and
go, Tarika, you got it. It's you. I forgot real quick.
I'm new on the team, everybody. And you know, LaTronda doesn't know my voice all the way just yet. So sometimes I have to speak up. So the next person that we have that's gonna share is actually Asabi Monique Burris.
Good day, everyone. Thank you all for coming. And I am just finishing my first year in the expressive arts therapy program. It's a master's program, and it has been, I've been working a lot. And after, excuse me, I gave birth to my own children 20 years ago. I stepped away from academia in an effort to be present for my children who are now launched. Really, the first forays back into academia have been supported by the BPP. It's been supported by the Jegnaship Cohort because it is a safe space for me to show up authentically, where in my classes, sometimes I feel pigeonholed or stereotyped. And the Jegnaship Cohort just really has supported my development to push through my perceived boundaries with respect to that, what I mentioned before. So I feel very fortunate to be reconnected with Adeeba and LaTronda, and to have my scholarship enhanced by my activity with the Jegnaship Cohort. And I think that's within my time. And I would like to call on my colleague, Jen Larsh, who is also in the Expressive Arts Therapy program. Jen?
Thank you so much, Asabi. I appreciate it. I love how much for some of us, it has been both a personal and a professional boon to be part of the BPP. I am firmly stuck in personal right now. I got 2 more years to get to professional. But for me, this experience has been about coming to a place as a mixed race Black woman and actually being, rather than being told what I am, being invited to be myself and my lived Black experience. And as I love that Shamika says, my Blackity Blackness. And to really just own that and to be able to be in a space that affirms it so completely, uplifts it so easily, and makes me stronger just knowing that it is there to support me whenever I need it. And so I am so grateful for this opportunity and have fully committed to making sure that this continues as long as I am in CIIS. So thank you all so much for the hard work that you've put into it. And because I am a consummate helper, I will pay it forward and not feel bad about it in any way, because what strengthens me strengthens our community. And I will hand it back to Shamika. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jen. I would like to call on Kaylee to hear that next. Kaylee? Okay, that's fine. We were talking and she said she might have to disappear, and I thought she was still on. I'll try again in a bit. Sam Grant, one of our transformative studies champions.
Thank you, Shamika.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Dr. D and Tronda, for creating and holding this space. Others have already said it well. I want to remark on something I heard at one of our sessions when the brilliant Dr. Lawford Goddard came and spoke to us. One of the students with tears in eyes said, "What you're telling us now is what I was hoping I would learn in the program. And now this is the information I really need. Why am I only getting it now? And Dr. Lawford Goddard's answer was as jarring as it was medicinally necessary. He said, the academy and the certifications within the academy are still held by a culture not of our own making. And the challenge that we have as JEGNAS is to survive the academy without conceptual incarceration. That was jarring and medicinal and necessary to take in and metabolize. And the gift that we have received, and I have personally received from this great mentoring and Jegnaship through Dr. D, is support on this journey from a deep cultural foundation that is in itself an experience of liberation. So we are more liberated, we are more free, we are more together as Black people, more capable of guiding the world towards where the world needs to go because of the foundation and the filter and the sort of the community, the ecosystem created by Dr. D and Tronda. So I'm hoping that many of you who are not yet graduating will lean in and think about a way that you can continue to build this. Because in order for it to continue, we have to remember that I am because we are, this first cohort of JEGNAS has to be a resource for future cohorts of JEGNAS. So every single one of us that went through this is responsible to carry the torch and to share the torch and to bring others who will follow us through CIIS and into the world to foster Black liberation. So Dr. D and Tronda, I can't thank you enough for one of the most delightful learning spaces where education truly is a practice and a praxis of liberation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sam. And I would like to call on Joelle Dusek. Joelle, I hope I gave your name justice.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. Even with the small amount of time, so many people have hit on everything I would love to say, but for me, as I proudly gave my last paper of my master's career to African-centered transdisciplinary epistemology course, I was like, what a gift that this was my last paper. And so in general, for me, echoing a lot of what people said, what was so important was that I ended this career in this Jegnaship with this community, learning what I came to do at CIIS. And I have been very clear and open about my background as a medium, right? As someone who has worked in media, things started to click because we're seeing things on the other side. And going back into academia, knowing the harm that I would put myself through was like someone who gave up robbery and decided to go back on a heist. And so this is what CIIS was for me through the somatic psychology program, to excavate and to find the jewels that are tucked away and hidden and not spoken about explicitly for the masses to remember, to be reminded, to recall, to recollect. And so as a media person, as a medium, I came in and walked tandem with you all as scholars, as Jegnas, so that I can help with what it is that we are trying to regain and remember, right, in our bodies. All this information we're holding in our peripheral nervous systems, not just in our central nervous systems. And so this was a blessing to end off this career this way with after doing all that work for almost 3 years, being gifted the opportunity to sit and to almost observe the harvest of information and the people and the doctors and the work that's already been done. And now to know officially I'm a part of that progressing on through my mediumship and my gifting. So thank you. Thank you. Merci, Auntie.
I want to stick with time, and I believe that I am just about at it. But if there is maybe one person that wants to raise their hand, can I see a raised hand? How do I change my view very quickly? If there's any other Jegnines that would like to share. Yes, Kaylee, you're here.
I'm back, y'all.
I couldn't see if you were here. Thank you so much.
Of course, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to thank you all for co-creating over this period of time together. It has been really just everything I needed and more. I would not have continued this program. I'm in my first year of the ITP program. This is my second doctorate. And yeah, I would have left a long time ago if it wasn't for this community really holding space for me and not making me feel crazy. That's so important, y'all. It's so important to look out and see yourself and to be held in that way. And so that really offered something so special that I could never get in any other program. I've been in academia for so long. Like many have said, you know, it's just, I didn't know I would see it in my lifetime. And so here I am, you know, and it feels really good. It feels really good to know that we can continue this, we can continue these nourishing spaces, and we can, yeah, start to read voices that sound like ours. It's just a really beautiful experience. And I'm so glad that other people will have that. Maybe before they leave, you know, there's so many of the students that left my class that I just wish if they would have gotten just a little taste, maybe they'd still be with us today, you know, in the program. But I just wanted to thank you. Thank you, Tronda. Thank you, Shamika. And of course, thank you, Dr. D, for all you've done for us. My goodness, you compassionate warriors. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kaylee. I think you said it extremely well. So with that, I would like to turn it back over to the leader of this ceremony in particular, Tronda Lumpkins.
Thank you, Shamika. I really appreciate it. And just recognizing time, I want to move forward, but those who did have their hands raised, we want to loop back around. I saw you, Natasha. I saw you, Pia.
I apologize, I did not.
We'll move back around. I don't know if we want to give them some time now or later. It's up to you, Shamika.
Let's just do it now.
Okay, all right. So Pia, go ahead. Your hand was up. You still want to say a few words?
Thank you so much, Tronda, Shamika, and Dr. D, of course. You know, I'm a first year ICP student, which means that I started during the pandemic and I started on Zoom and not being connected to the ICP or being connected to the CIIS community. I'm one of 2 Afro-descended students in a cohort of 40. And without the BPP, I think I would have been really lost, like really, truly lost. And I'm just so grateful for the community that I was afforded, so grateful for the epistemic and academic knowledge that I need to navigate these spaces as a healer, but also like the real true gift of being given access to a body of knowledge for resistance and liberation, but a body of knowledge and a lineage of peers and elders and siblings in achieving liberation. So I'm just so grateful for that and so grateful for this program. And I realized that things would have been very, very, very different for me without you.
Beautiful, so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And then we did have another hand up. Natasha, did you still want to say a few words?
I did. Just quickly, I wanted to thank Dr. Deterville for the time, energy, and sacrifice she invested in me, having the opportunity to move forward in my life and professional career with balance and knowledge of self and knowledge of my people. I also want to thank Rachel as well for her great support. Honestly, I was on the verge of leaving my program and I was looking elsewhere and so open to finding another place, and then BPP began. And I'm thankful for that. It was such a safe and supportive place, as others have said. And I work in diverse settings with diverse clients, predominantly Native college students from multiple tribal nations. And the scholarship that I gained with BPP not only validated my lived experience, but also validated much of the lived experience of the clients that I work with. So I'm just so thankful. I also thank all of the guest lecturers and speakers that helped to further expand my connection to the Saku, to the soul.
So beautiful, so beautiful. Thank you, Natasha, for sharing that. So we're going to move into an EXA, Expressive Arts exercise. And so I'm going to turn it over to Jen and Asabi.
Thank you, Tronda. And Jen is going to join us, but I want to just invite Adeeba to join us at the end of our introduction here with the drumming. Jen?
If you're not speaking, please mute.
Thank you so much, Asabi. And so what we're going to be doing today is, whoop, too far, too fast, is an invitation to expression. We know that, you have just heard some very heartfelt expressions from the Jegnese, and we know that all of you are here because BPP is important to you in some way, important enough that you gave your time to come and to be it for a person, for an idea, or just for the need for this space and this container. So what we'd like to invite everyone to do is to share in creating an expression, which we will be doing through a whiteboard. So what will happen is we will continue, for those of you that don't know, although everybody that's been on Zoom for the last year should already, but just in case, we're going to ask you to go up once we've switched over. You can actually do it now if you like. Click on view options. You will see annotate as an option. The board will come up and that will allow you to draw, text, stamp, change colors, sizes. And what we would like to do is invite you to express your feelings in this moment now, as you've been inspired by the words and the emotions that we have all added into this space and that hopefully have been bubbling up in you in this moment. And so we are creating the whiteboard, and we would love for you to take this opportunity to start adding in anything that you'd like to add into the board. It can be words, it could be stamps, it could be colors. And we're hoping for some drumming to accompany us to really bring that mood and that feeling out. Let it flow. another minute. Let's take another minute. This looks beautiful. All right. Thank you all so much. Go ahead, Asabi.
I was just commenting how beautiful it is. Thank you for your participation, everyone.
Yes, we will save this. I am saving it now, and we will make sure that it gets shared with everybody. Thank you all so much. You can see all of the love, all of the Black joy, the heat, the power, the pride, the home, respect. It's amazing. Thank you all so much.
That was beautiful. So is it back to me, or are you guys done, Asabi and Jen? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So we have a musical presentation, and I'm going to reserve her introduction, and I'm going to let you introduce her, Asabi. But she's a beautiful spirit with a beautiful voice, and you guys are in for a treat.
Indeed, she is. And this young lady is my niece, and I'm very glad that she is here to share her gift of song, expression, phrasing, and all of the joy that she has within her as she creates from within. So her name is Sudan Jackson, and I believe that she's here. Sudi, are you ready?
Yes, yes. Hello, everyone.
Let's get the view on Sudi.
Once she starts speaking, I'll be able to identify her. So she needs to make some noise.
Can you hear me, everybody? Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Hey.
Yes, yes.
I got you now.
Check, check, check. Hello, hello. Hello, people. All right.
We can hear you. Thank you.
Hush now, child, and don't you cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Just move on up to your destination. Though you may find from time to time complications. Bite your lips, yeah, and take the truth. Though there may be rainbows ahead that you cannot see, just move on up. Peace you will find into the deep of beautiful people where there's only one kind. Just move on up. Yeah, don't you cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Just move on up and keep on wishing. Remember your dreams is your only scheme. So take nothing less than the supreme best now. Do not obey those rumors people say fast it says now. Just move on up, oh, to a greater day. Just a little faith, put your mind to it. You can surely do it now. Da, 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 da. Da, da.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
What a beautiful voice.
Yes,
Who's
that? That's beautiful. Love you.
So we're going to move into the celebration phase of the agenda. Yay, 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 yay. And so we have some Jegnies who are commencing. We have some graduating Jegnies who are moving on up and moving on out and will be embarking upon some new ventures, and BPP is behind them. The Jegnaship cohort will be behind them. So I'm going to turn it over to Sam. But before I do, I want to introduce you to this dynamic and amazing man. And Sam is also one of the graduates, and he's graduating and received his PhD in transformative study. So I'm going to share something with you about Sam. And I was blown away when I learned it, and I know you will be too. Sam has been organizing, teaching, and consulting at the intersections of environmental, economic, racial, cultural, gender, geographic, and border justice since the 1980s. He got his start fighting for his own college to divest from South Africa and lobbying the Minnesota legislature to pass policy affirming the rights of workers to know what chemicals they are working with to protect their health and safety, and for their communities where these companies existed. As a non-traditional, transdisciplinary, and transversal agent of change, Sam has always working across domains and cultures. He developed in his region first inner city environmental business incubator. He's launched 2 training programs for community organizers and community economic development professionals over an 18-year span. He's taught an environmental justice curriculum to a consortium of universities for 5 years, co-designed a project to connect homeless high school dropouts to get into college and navigate their way to brighter futures. He worked with gang-affiliated youth to launch a social enterprise and redirect their creative brilliance. He's launched and ran a community development credit union for 7 years, launched an eco-village organizing and development initiative in Sierra Leone that is continuing, and much more. Sam is currently the executive director at MN350, organizing Minnesota's contribution to the worldwide work for climate justice. Sam co-founded the Environmental Justice Funding Working Group in North Minneapolis and is preparing to launch a new EJCC for the city of St. Paul. Sam received his bachelor from Macalester College with a triple major in environmental studies, biology, and philosophy of social science. He has a master's in community economic development and has just completed and defended, right, his PhD in transformative studies at CIIS. Congratulations, Sam, for all of your great accomplishments. We're so proud of you.
Yay!
So I'm going to turn it over to you. And of course, if there's anything I missed, you just add it in there.
And he's a wonderful dad. He's a father. Yes.
Okay, look, and Sam lives in Minnesota with his wife, his daughter, and his best friend. You said your best friend is a Chihuahua? Yes.
Thank you, Tronda, and thank you all. I am not going to share more words about me because like a lot of us who are committed to Black liberation, I'm not here for me, I'm here for us. So I want to honor the people who are commencing right next to me. So first, a big up everybody to Dr. D, who set the path ahead of us. We are so fortunate to have somebody who is so bold, Black, beautiful, brilliant, and brings out the becoming in us as Black people, as Dr. D does. We couldn't be more fortunate that she chose this academy and chose this moment to show up and call us to circle. So Dr. D, our gratitude for you is infinite.
Thank you, Sam. So, I want to interject just real briefly because I know that some of you don't know this because each person received their own personal package in the mail. So all of those graduating commencing Jegnees received a special gift in your package. So in addition to your certificate and the Adinkra card set, each of you received a personal gift from me in your envelope. So Sam, you received, if you haven't received it already, it's a journal. And I got that journal at the University of Ghana when we visited a couple of years ago in 2019. And I thought as a Ghanaian that you would value that and appreciate it. And so that is my gift to you. So each of you commencing, you all have something special that I picked out. Those of you who received the scarves, those are also from the University of Ghana. Joelle, you have a t-shirt. That t-shirt came from an Association of Black Psychologists convention. Natasha, you're not conferring, but you won a prize at a local Bay Area chapter meeting, and I promised you a gift. So that ABSI t-shirt, that's your special gift. And Adisa, you received a stole that has Sankofa symbols on it. So that's your special gift for you. And I know I'm forgetting something and someone, but each of you received a unique gift that I thought about.
Zuri.
Yes. Zuri got one of the scarves, and I think one other person got a scarf.
Zaina
got a scarf. Zaina got the red scarf because fire, and Zuri, I sent the yellow scarf to her. So there you go. So just so you know that I know each of you didn't know that everybody didn't get something and that you got something special.
Thank you for the acknowledgement of those gifts, Dr. B. We appreciate you and we appreciate that generosity. So again, I'm not commencing alone. There are several people who are commencing right along with me, and some of them couldn't be here today. So I'm just going to do a quick little bio statement on those who couldn't be here. And those who could not be here, I want to invite those of you who are close enough to them to speak on their behalf and say a few words about what you know about the way they're going to unfold their leadership as a Jegna on the planet. So I want to first call on Zena Carlotta Allen, who many of us know and highly appreciate, who is finishing the expressive arts therapy here at CIIS this semester. And Zena is a storyteller, a song keeper, an author, and an artist, and she's weaving the intersections of transformative art, spirit, and psychotherapy into performance, scholarship, and intuitive counseling. She's clinically trained graduate in expressive arts and counseling psychology with the Art Therapy Institute of North Carolina, and her research is rooted in ancestral arts practices of the Afro-Indigenous diaspora. And her approach to psychotherapy and intuitive ritual is guided by spirit, African-centered psychology, transformative justice, magic, folklore, Jungian and archetypal studies. Who couldn't be, oh, Zena, you're here.
I am Zena. I didn't know you guys were gonna read that.
Zena, what do you want to say to us about your journey and what we can look forward to as we witness and nourish and support your leadership and celebrate it? Zena.
Wow. It's Zena. Thank you so much, Sam. It's okay. Gosh, this really has been a journey. The last 3 years at CIIS and even leading up to that has just been kind of a it's been a journey. There's been so many changes and transformations and sacrifices and things I've had to surrender along the path and so many detours. But I'm grateful to be on the other side of it with more tools and resources. And I'm definitely like really grateful to this space that I think gave me some hope and inspiration at a time when I didn't have much in CIIS or in my education. And in terms of what you can look for next, I mean, I wish I could say I have some projects that are brewing, but honestly, I think for the next 12 months, like my commitment is really to like nourish my art and my body. And it's not necessarily like rooted in scholarship at this moment. But I'm happy to share things like as they're on the horizon. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Zena. And taking care of your art and your body are gifts to Black liberation. So thank you for those things. And we'll just sort of follow your artwork. So just send us a plug if you have a showing anywhere you want us to know about, let us know. So the next, I want to call on my dear Jegna, finishing and commencing this semester along with me, Joelle Dusick. And Joelle is Haitian and African-American, hails from 2 legendary cities, New York and New Orleans, and having blended cultures, which informs Joelle's coaching and counseling style. She incorporates a practical, logistic lens with a spiritual, artistic framework. She has a master's degree in psychological studies from CIIS, which she's finishing now, yay, with a focus in somatic psychology and an African-centered, transdisciplinary epistemological context, which she spoke to in the earlier part of the program. She's a noted TV producer and production and talent manager working in media for many years. She's been on many of the shows that all of us have watched and have enjoyed. CSI New York, Food Network's Chopped on FX or FXX's Totally Biased with W. Kamau Bell, as well as being an editorial producer of a #1 iTunes podcast, Empire on Blood. Transitioning from the world of media to the world of psychology is the enactment of Joelle's mediumship gifting to help others and create avenues to share information of healing, of love, of joy, and of the process of working through our trauma and grief. Joelle is a believer in the power and the powerful impact of owning and sharing stories to help transform community, heal, overcome, and thrive. So Joelle, we're honored that you are in circle with us, and we want to know what you're going to take up next and how we can nourish and support and witness and watch and enjoy your leadership in the world.
That's a lot. I will say this, I'm grateful that this program, as well as receiving the master's degree and spending time in the Bay Area in San Francisco at CIIS, even online with everyone here, has gifted me even more tools and gifted me more insight into how my leadership style is important for our community. And how I plan on doing that is kind of simple. It's being more amplified with what I've been doing, which is, oh, bring it to the people. Make sure they see themselves, whether it's on the screen, whether they hear themselves and are able to remember who they are. So this is a part of like why I decided to do somatic psychology, because I would read things and I would hear the erasure. As a TV producer, we're trained to hear silence, even what you're not saying. And so after so many years of like my own appetite for more knowledge, I started hearing more and more silence, hearing interesting language, like in ancient such and such. And it's as if the people don't exist anymore. And I was like, but the people are walking here. They're still here. We're still here. And language around, oh, talent. And in the similar vein as like Dr. Joy DeGruy has mentioned, it's a mislabeling. What you're calling talent is what they did somatically to survive. And so that message needs to get more accessible. And that is my plan, whether it's producing. Now I'm really, to be very honest, I am so grateful for this opportunity, but I'm so grateful it's over, because now I have even more energy to do the businesses that I've always had on the plate, but I was working for other big names. And now it's like, okay, no, now I'll be producing my own stuff to make sure that there's podcasts, there are books being written, and even more so, things are done with joy as well. I will bring joy. I love that. We are joyful people, not because we're given reason to be joyful, but because we know and we're rooted in that. And so moving back to New Orleans and just being reminded at every corner of how our ancestors have found ways to stay connected to not only each other, not only lineage, but to progress forward. It has given me, and I've literally been in talks for starting a business with other Pan-African entrepreneurs, particularly in the South, because there's not enough visibility, Pan-African and Pan-Caribbean visibility down here. So we are gonna be doing a lot of stuff coming up. So I give you just a heads up right now. One of the things we plan on doing is this October 2021, having a Pan-African soccer tournament, but in that way, providing an avenue where people can realize sort of the lineage and the, I will say, somatic healing that we do when we play together, even when we challenge each other, even in contact, right? And then the next October 2022, my business partner, who's Ethiopian, we are actually launching Manger Masquerade Band, which will be to celebrate masquerading and reveling and the beauty of how we move trauma out of our body by just wine upon it, wine your waist, listen to some good music, juke, jump, you know, things like that. We've been doing this, and they'll test that on little Timmy and say, little Timmy needs to regulate his nervous system with rhythm. What we've been doing. So that's what I plan on doing, is making sure to keep the narrative centered on our success and keep pushing that forward, not just for us at this present time, but for generations to come, because they never thought we would last this long, and we are. And we are more plentiful and bountiful than they brought us over here with. So that's my plan. Money bags, business, let's go.
Thank you, Joelle.
No problem.
Take it all in. So the next two people I want to have us celebrate are not physically present with us, as far as I know, in this space today. So I'm going to say a few words about the next person, and then I'm going to invite anyone who knows how this person is traveling forward and what we can look forward to in witnessing and supporting this person's brilliance on the planet. I want to call out the name of Zuri Montgomery. So Zuri Montgomery graduated from FAMU. And those of you who don't know, it's one of the most powerful cultural institutions to go to, and one of the best, marching bands you're ever going to witness in terms of, you really want to see the throwdown. That's a real throwdown when you watch FAMU, get to it, because they can really get to it. So she graduated from FAMU and she did the expressive arts, here at CIIS, and is finished with that. She is a training with a particular facility right now, but is also a volunteer in expressive arts with the Rafiki Institute, and is a curator with a cultural institution, working with our folks. And so I want to just sort of pause for a second and see if anybody who is close to Zuri and has traveled with her in the expressive arts, or she was in the counseling psychology. No, was she expressive arts? She was expressive arts, right? So somebody who traveled with her, speak to, what Zuri is going to be doing next. Someone who knows her, speak up.
I can say something really quickly. We have to just hold, I will say as a community, hold Zuri up. She has done, I'm getting emotional. She has seen a lot of harm within her department, and she's overcome in so many ways because she had that family foundation. And one of the biggest things that has happened with her this year is she lost her father just recently. So for her to complete the program and complete it strong and fiery and ready for the world as she's holding grief, she's like a shining star to me. One thing about Zuri is she has a voice. When I tell you she can sing, when she sings, it's like you hear the ancestors singing through her, like 100 voices behind her. So she's just an amazing person. And I know that even with the grief she's holding, it is propelling her. She just released 3 singles on iTunes and I want to say Spotify. She's singing, she's putting the work and the therapy for herself out to other people at this time. So please look out, Zuri Montgomery, download her music, show her support, reach out to her on Instagram, things like that. And that's why she couldn't be here. She had to go home to celebrate with her family and be with her family.
All right. Thank you, Joelle, for speaking up for Zuri. And I want to quickly mention another amazing, Black revolutionary warrior who is not here in space with us this evening because he wasn't feeling well. So everybody sort of give it up for Adeeba Stewart, who has been a real, soldier and healing revolutionary for, the Pan-African Student, Union, and is doing his own, approach to somatic, liberation work for Black folks through generative somatics. So we can't appreciate and underscore enough how important it is to have people like Adeeba and Joelle who are taking this knowledge of body wisdom, which is what somatic's about, and bringing that forward as a technique and methodology for Black liberation praxis. So big up for Adeeba. Let's celebrate him for a second. And I won't ask somebody to give a testimony for him because we got to move on to the next thing. So I want to honor that, but I'll just quickly say, and I am, Sam, and I'm working on a book with 2 colleagues now on ecological imperialism. I'm continuing my work in West Africa. We've got 1 eco-village done and we're working on 10 more in West Africa. So look forward to that. And people back here in the United States are saying, Sam, we need eco-villages here too. So now I'm looking at some opportunities to do some economic development and maybe Joelle join with your Pan-African tribe and do some eco-villages as an economic development strategy for Black life, here in the United States. So many blessings, fam. We are commencing, but we are not leaving the people. We will continue and we will flourish only because we flourish. So thank you, and I yield back to Dr. D.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sam. Yay, everybody. Yay. This is so wonderful and so powerful. Okay, so the moment that we've all been waiting for, the issuing of certificates. So as I mentioned, there are 2 groups that have participated in the BPP at CIIS. That first group is our Jegnaship Cohort, and they are a special group, as you all have been able to witness here today. And in addition to the Jegnaship cohort, we also had our broader CIIS community. And the CIIS community participants, as I said before, will be receiving via email an acknowledgement of attendance. So if you've attended at least 4 workshops, they don't have to be 4 consecutive, but if you've attended at least 4 of the workshops minimum, then you'll be able to receive a acknowledgement of attendance, and we'll send those out. We have a list now that Tronda has done a fabulous job of going through all of the reports from Zoom and from Eventbrite and from all of those early day RSVPs that you all were doing, and she's put together a list. So so we'll follow up with you and just to let us know if you know for sure you're one of those folks from the broader CIIS community. So a couple of things about the certificates. Shamika did an amazing job of designing our certificates, and she sent them to me, and I messed it up and somehow added an extra E that our precious Joelle pointed out to me just a couple of days ago. So this is no fault of anyone but mine that extra E is sitting there. So all of the Jegnaship cohort participants, you will be getting new certificates in the mail later in the month of June. But for right now, we're going to pretend that we don't see that E sitting there, just like I didn't see that E sitting there, and we just going to keep it moving. So everyone has received their certificate. If you haven't gotten it by now, it is in the mail and on its way to you. You'll notice that there are 4 signatures. So there's my signature, Latronda's signature, Rachel Bryant, and Freylani's signature. Those are the 4 main folks who have been facilitating this process and this program. You will have also gotten in your package this beautiful deck of Adinkra cards. These were purchased for us through the beautiful generosity of the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. They were designed by a brilliant Black psychologist out of UK, out of the London area, and she was generous in allowing us to purchase them at wholesale. So if you go on Amazon to buy this, it's 3, 4 times, 5, 6, no, almost 6 times. I had to do my math really quickly. 6 times the cost if you went on Amazon and purchased this. And because of our relationship with the Association of Black Psychologists and her love for the Jegnaship process that we're doing here at CIIS, she provided these to us at wholesale. And so each of the Jegnaship cohort participants has this beautiful deck of Adinkra cards. And so with that, I am going to do my best to call everybody's name. I printed it out really giant size, so hopefully that'll help me. And as I call your name, if you have received your certificate, can you hold it up on the screen? And what we're going to do, hopefully, is take a beautiful screenshot with everyone holding up their certificate. So I don't know if I should keep us on gallery view. I'm feeling like I should keep us on gallery view as I do this so we can all see one another. Okay, good. I'm seeing some heads nod. So first on my list, and they are, it looks like they're in alphabetical order, is Zaina Allen from Expressive Arts Therapy. And we can cheer, you can unmute and cheer and do all of those good things. Yay! Everybody unmute so we can cheer. Congratulations. And then we have Camilla Baker from the Transformative Studies program.
Woo!
Yay!
Yay! Good job.
Asami Burris from Expressive Arts Therapy.
Yay!
Maisha Butler, I don't know what program because it's not noted here, but yay!
Yay!
Brianna Daniels, she is a student in the School of Undergraduate Studies. I believe she's in the Bachelor's of Science program in the School of Undergraduate Studies. Yay, Brianna!
Yay. And Maisha's in human sexuality, PhD student.
Yay, Maisha, sexuality representing. Our beloved Joelle in somatic psychology counseling program. Woohoo!
Yay!
Jasmine Eddy from Expressive Arts Therapy.
Yay, Jasmine.
Takia Fields, Transformative Studies.
Yay.
Sam Grant, Transformative Studies.
There you go, graduate.
So, and Alex, all the way up in Quebec, Canada. Boy, that was something in the mail, I tell you. Yay, from the
All right, Alex.
Personal Psychology Program. Woohoo! Azizi, an alumni of Community Mental Health.
Yay. Oh, Azizi.
All right.
Rachel Harris, Integral and Transpersonal Psychology.
Hi, Rachel.
Rebecca Hart, the School of Undergraduate Studies. Mary Ayodele, Women's Spirituality.
Yay. We see you.
Monisha Holmes, Human Sexuality. Natasha Holmes, Integral Transpersonal Psychology. Danae Johnson, alumni, Community Mental Health. Ashley Killam, CMH. No, she's not. That was an error. I don't know what program Ashley's in. Does anybody know what program Ashley is in? No? Okay, I'll have to circle back and look it up. So, Jen Larsh.
Yay, Jen.
Hey, way to go, Jen. There you go.
Rachel, whose last name Tamika knows how to pronounce.
Oh, Rachel Mauricio.
Yeah.
Mauricio. There you go, Rachel.
Psychology. Chip McNeil, Transformative Studies.
Yeah.
It's been quietly this whole time.
Taylor Miller Fisher, School of Undergraduate Studies.
Yay!
Zuri Montgomery, Expressive Arts Therapy.
Yay!
Logan Moody, Drama Therapy.
Yay, Logan!
Tia Odom, Integral Counseling Psychology.
There you go, Tia. We see you over there.
Perry Rhodes, Human Sexuality.
Go ahead, Perry. Yeah.
Roseboro, Women's Spirituality. I don't know who this person is. Anybody heard of Shamika Smalling?
Oh my God.
That was Ramel Stevenson, Community Mental Health. Adisa Stewart, Somatic Psychology.
Right, Adeeba.
And our beloved Kaylee in the Integral Transpersonal Psychology program. Yay! Okay, everybody hold up your certificate if you have it. If you don't, just do a Black Power fist.
I'm gonna hold up a blank sheet of paper.
And hold up a blank sheet of paper, whatever you got. And I'm gonna do a screenshot. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I gotta turn the page. Hold on, because we got 2 pages. Okay, hold it up in Black Power Fist. 1, 2, 3. All right, yay! Congratulations, everybody. Well done, well done. And I'm gonna hand it back over to LaTronda.
All right, so we're coming close to an end. So just hang in there, guys. We're doing good. We're doing good. So I want to ask Rachel and Shamika to come to the stage. Rachel, Bryant.
I'm here.
There you go. There you go. ODI.
Stuff up.
Throw things down. I'm excited.
Yes.
So before Rachel and I say anything about Dr. D, because this is a moment of appreciation for her, I would actually like to shout out and appreciate Rachel Bryant, Director of the Office of Diversity.
Thank you.
Rachel has been a rock for so many of our experiences here at CIIS. She listens and serves as if she were tireless, even though this work takes so much emotional labor. I am not gonna cry today. Your work is not in vain. And because you listen so much, I want you to receive for a quick moment. Everyone, please take a moment to think of a word that you associate with Rachel and to write that word in the chat. Rachel, please take a moment to allow the chat to feed you. I'll give us a minute.
Thank you.
Grace, compassionate, power, love, fluid, nourishing, fire, peaceful, persistent, strength, blessing, representation, the best, simply the best, patient, wise love, devoted, solid, dedication, kind, ace, boom, coon, aloha, wise, intelligent, loving.
Aw, thank you.
So you see how fast that was?
It's hard.
How powerful that is?
Thank you.
Fair.
Thank you so much. It means the world coming from all of you. I don't care what everybody thinks, but I do care about you. Thank you.
Love you, Rachel. Thank you for making this happen too. We know you were the one driving this. When everyone else was saying no and they couldn't see it, you made them see the vision.
I just held a flashlight on Adeeba, and that's like holding a candle to the sun. Yes, thank you.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Thank you. So, Shamika, are we doing this?
Yeah, we are. I'll let you say something first and then I'll say something.
So Adeeba, even without seeing it, I know you said ace boom coon. Like, for real, girl. This was like a vision you had. And even when you didn't know what it would be or how it would be, you had this vision so long ago when we were sitting in cubicles, nobodies in the pecking order, still nobodies in the pecking order, but doing our thing. I'm so grateful to call you my friend, my Afro bougie sister friend. You are a mother, a grandmother, a shopping companion, a visionary, a creatrix, a manifester. You get everything you want, like right on the money. You know, I love the way that you call it in, and thank you for teaching me. So in preparing for today, as soon as I got on the call earlier when no one else was on, I looked at you and I did a Rachel thing. I pulled a card for you and you got the braider, and it is so spot on. I'd like to share that with you. Braider, you bring together those who have felt apart, separated, alienated from all others. You reunite family, friends, and community. You are surrounded by people because of the light you bring to our being related to one another. You can help ease the feeling of being left out of community. Your attention to continuity and linkage keeps you in the making of kinship and community. Your ability to develop connections between people is crucial in the passing on of collective gifts, heritage, and wisdom to future generations. You find yourself connected to all that is around you. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Spirit pulled that card for you because that says it all. I'm so proud to call you friend, and you are my teacher. Thank you.
Thank you, my Rachel. And yes, that was me. And I love that I had typed it in the wrong order, but because we Black and we roll like that, Shamika just read it right. So I had typed it in the wrong. I typed ace coon. I did it, and she just.
Oh, you did?
Because I was doing it really quickly.
Yeah, but you know that phrase.
Oh yeah, she just translated it. So just was rolling with it. And I appreciate y'all. I just love Black people.
I want to add something else, Adeeba.
Yes, ma'am.
Your persistence has transformed this institution. This day opens my heart so wide for you, for your accomplishments, for what you've done for all of us. Your persistence has, I don't think you could have imagined 10 years ago when we were sitting in our cubicles making copies or something that we would have had. I didn't even know there were this many Black students at CIIS. That you have unified us. You have braided us. You have uplifted us. Thank you so much, Adeeba. This is beyond, I think, your wildest dreams as I've watched you grow in this ABC or this BPP at CIS.
Thank you, Rachel. I love you.
And we'll tell war stories later of conventions and mishaps. That's for the after
Yeah, no,
party.
that's when the recording is off.
That's gonna be the after party. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. No, okay. All right. So, because I just finished coursework for this doctoral program, because I had to say that, I got to bring in a little bit of scholarship in terms of talking about Dr. D. According to Bapaway Nobles, a Jegna plural form, are those special people who have been tested in struggle or battle, demonstrated extraordinary and unusual fearlessness, shown determination and courage in protecting his or her people, land, and culture, shown diligence and dedication to our people, produced exceptionally high quality work, and dedicated themselves to the protection, defense, nurturance, and development of our young by advancing our people, place, and culture. I would like to outline how Dr. Adeeba Deterville is the consummate Jegna. As a Black woman in the US, Dr. D is part of the 12.4%. Black women only make up 12.4% of the women who received PhDs in 2019. That is a battle. Dr. D, when she speaks to me about my work, is unafraid to make me peel back the layers of how I approach the work. In addition, she has been fearless in her approach with the university. That approach and the determination to fill in the gap of what Dr. Knowles calls the epistemological disconnect that exists here at CIIS is demonstrative of her determination and courage in protecting her people, land, and culture. Dr. D's work in the world and her legacy here at CIIS is proof of her diligence and dedication to our people. Her dissertation and its results, a contribution with the definition of Jegnaship, as well as Sankofa practices itself, are examples that show Dr. D produced exceptionally high quality work. It is also proven in the syllabus and outcomes of the African-centered transdisciplinary epistemology course, which needs to be a staple in the curriculum of the TID department. Our testimonies, the fact that you are already a sought-after dissertation committee member, the influence of your work on so many of the African descendant scholars here, scholars period, but in particular to us, and your commitment to the Association of Black Psychologists is why I know that you have dedicated yourself to the protection, defense, nurturance, and development of our people by advancing our people, place, and culture. On a personal note, I was feeling the epistemological disconnect, and in 1 week, 3 different people said that I should talk to you. That Zoom call has changed my life. You have been a star in my experience here. You've made my work better. And on behalf of the Jegnas and the entire CIIS community, I thank you. We also want to present you with an award and some gifts. I believe Baba Quadro has something to give you on our behalf. So there's body butter.
Shamika, is that your screaming baby in the background?
No, I'm in a household with some triplets.
Okay, I need somebody to put their camera
That
on
is
you.
my screaming baby in the background. I'm sorry, but they're not mine. But I'm in a household with a lot of people. And the triplets are like not doing bedtime right now. But they're not my babies. I don't have children. I return to.
Okay, I was like,
I'm sorry. I was trying to work through it.
That's just blessing. They were just blessing Adeeba.
They are, but I was trying to work through it. So, Dr. D, do you have the plaque?
I have so many things. I don't even know what to do. I'm just, you know, I'm not someone who is speechless, and I am just like speechless. I was gonna. Baba walked in the room with a fiddly fig plant, and I'm just like, oh my God, I have a fiddly fig plant sitting right here next to me. I love this plant. I haven't wanted this plant for years. Oh my gosh, there's a giant fiddly fig plant sitting next to me.
Because we love you.
And then he came in with Asabi's body butter. Oh my God, he gonna be all in this jar. But I just oh my gosh. And then I don't even know what this is. And then And a red box? Oh, you know I love you some red. And a red box? Oh my gosh. So
Open it. We want
Can
you
you
to
open
open
it?
it now.
oh my God.
Oh, we
Okay.
would like to present you. I
Oh
think
my
that's it.
God.
Right?
Here he comes with some more stuff. Okay.
That's it.
Oh,
Yes,
he
the
got a plaque.
Distinguished
I
Jegna
never
Award.
had all this stuff. And it's got my name on it. You are really good. I didn't know you was this crafty. You've been learning. I taught you well, young Jedi.
Dwayne is part of the team. He's part of the
He was all in on it.
Jegnaship team too.
Wow, look
So
at
it's the
somebody
Distinguished
do a
Jegna
screenshot.
Award presented to Dr. Adeeba Deterville. Put it just her so you can see just her.
Here, I'll spotlight myself. Oh, you want me to remove you all from spotlight? Okay.
Yeah, so the screenshot can be just you.
Okay, hold on. Remove. I'm doing all of the tech stuff, so remove spotlight.
Gotcha.
Okay, there we go.
So we'd like to present you with the Distinguished Jegna Award presented to Dr. Adeeba Deterville. We appreciate you for your unyielding perseverance with establishing the BPP as CIIS, rooted at the foundation of your work as Sankofa practices. May you continue inspiring Black excellence in Jegnaship. Black Psychology Program 2021 Jegnaship Cohort.
Yay, me!
Yay!
Thank you, everybody. Oh, this is just so wonderful. Okay, screenshot. So my Shango Baptist ring can get in the picture. Wow, and look at the fiddly fig. It's like all in it. Oh my gosh, I want to put this on my head. I just want everything. I want everything to be in the picture. Oh my gosh. Oh, look, there's more and there's more.
I'm
Wow.
so happy that you feel appreciated.
Oh my gosh.
That's beautiful.
So that mask is from an artist from Ghana. His name is Abdul Razak. And it has the Adinkra symbol on the forehead that means God is in the heavens. And so the purchase of that mask is helping 214 children in Africa deal with oral hydration and combat dehydration.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Oh, yes. So it's a socially responsible gift to you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, okay. There's a red box here. So let's see what's in the red box. Oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. Okay, wait, I gotta open this up. I was not expecting anything at all. Like really. Wow. Okay. Now I'm taking too long. I'm all excited. Ooh, it feels like jewelry.
Hey.
It is jewelry. I love jewelry. Wow, it's cowrie shells and it's brown cowrie shells. Those are very hard to come by. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. Wow, thank you. Okay, let me take my unks off and put my cowrie shells in. Thank you, everyone. This is just gorgeous. Oh my God. Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna just all buttered up and wrapped in money. I got I got a plaque. I have God all up in the universe being sustainable. Oh my gosh, I'm good. Okay, wait. Did I get everything? Is that it? Yes. I think I got everything in the picture.
Yeah, make sure the plant is make sure we
wait.
get the plant. Yes.
Wait, there's the plant. There we go. Thank you, everybody. This is so wonderful.
Yes.
So I want to say, because it's really important that I say this, and I've said it before. But as Rachel has said just a few moments ago, she and I, we are always conspiring together for the good of African people. And whether that be the good of African people out in community or be the good of African people within the halls of CIIS. We are always conspiring together for the good of African people. And for many, many years, it has really been the two of us that have been doing this work against a lot of odds. And it is in this last year that we have co-harvesters in the fields with us. And it has just been really, really a gift and a blessing to be doing this work with the Tronda Lumpkins. Has just been an incredible experience. And then to have Shamika join us on this journey in these last few months, and she's going to be taking the lead over the summer as we move into the evaluation phase, and she'll be in touch with all of you as we move to evaluate not only this iteration of the BPP, but the history of the Black Psychology program at CIIS going all the way back to 2015. And so without my co-harvesters, I wouldn't have all these shiny things. And all of my shiny things are not just these objects that you gave me today, but all of these shiny things that are on the screen with me today. And so I am eternally grateful that I have co-harvesters in the field of Black psychology and African episteme with me now. And what we are going to bring forth in this world, not only at CIIS, but in the world and for generations and generations and generations. I don't know if they're ready, y'all. I don't know if they're ready, but I know we are. And I am really honored and proud to be on the field with each and every one of my sunflowers as we go forth and manifest and manifest and manifest. Love you.
So we, so that is the conclusion of our program, but we did want to open the floor for any closing remarks from folks sitting out there. Please, we have a few minutes. If you want to raise your hand or just jump in there and say a few words, you certainly can.
Oh, I have a couple more words to say because I haven't seen the full gallery view of everyone, but I know that there are two people here at least, and I'm sure that there are more that I also want to acknowledge. Two of those people are Arisika Rasnick. Arisika was one of the very first people to hire me in a staff position at CIIS, her and Annette Williams. So Annette Williams actually hired me as the program coordinator for women's spirituality in 2011, I believe it was. And that was my first staff position. And it was under the leadership of Arisika as the director of the women's spirituality department that I got my feet and found my feet. And she was my very first Jegna. She pulled me aside early in my process there and gave me some guidance that served me well all of the rest of the decade that I have been there. So much praise and much honor to my original Jegna at CIIS, Dr. Arisika Rasnick. I also want to mention May Alawar, my dissertation chair. May, I adore. May. Oh my gosh. My chair. My chair. We all claiming May is like my chair. No, that's my chair. No, that's my chair. May, if I can be a third of the dissertation chair one day that you are, I will be doing something. I am so, so grateful that you were my dissertation chair and brought me through all that was. And that now I have the privilege and the honor to serve alongside you as an internal committee member on
my committee.
On Shamika's dissertation, as well as Tandiway's dissertation. And so I get to serve as an internal committee with Dr. Linda James Myers for Tandiway, and as an internal committee member with Shamika for hers under the leadership of May Alawar. And so none of that would have been possible without May being my dissertation chair first. So thank you, Dr. Alawar, for your work and contribution to making me Dr. D. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Dr. D, Shamika, Rachel, everybody, and congratulations to all of you. And it's just been just my pleasure, and it gives me great feelings of joy and hope just to be sitting here. And thank you for mentioning Arisika Razak also, who was my mentor. She was here for a while. She was at CIS for 20 years holding it too. So thank you all and congratulations. And I can't wait to see how powerful this will unfold and grow into being. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Anyone else, just jump on in there.
I want to shout out the other members of the Transformative Studies Department. I know Sydney's here. I'm not sure who else is here, but we have we have a circle of us that Camila and I started before we knew about a Jegnaship Cohort, before we knew about Posse, and we were just trying to, you know, be together. So I just want to shout them out because they, Sydney in particular, has come to like almost every single workshop for the BPP and been super supportive. So yeah.
I also want to give a shout out to Shayna Alexander, because she's in our ITP program, and she's been very supportive of our efforts and been attending our workshops as well. So I wanted to give a shout out to Shayna. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming. And I think Ramon was here earlier. I don't know if he had to leave, but I also want to give a shout out to Ramon because he's been very supportive of our efforts too. And he's in the ITP program in my PhD program. So yeah.
Oh, we got to shout out Cynthia Mitchell, alumni.
Mitchell, she's in the house. Yes, yes.
Welcome to the Alumni Association, graduates. You're getting that straight from the alumni office. I love you all, and you'll get lots of emails from me.
Yes.
Could I say something about Cynthia real quick? Cynthia just throws stuff out there, just a little love. And we have a giant in our midst, someone who over the years, whenever there was anything Black, big or small, Cynthia showed up, stayed to the end, helped clean up. You know, anytime I've ever needed anything, Cynthia, you have supported so many of us quietly, you know, from way back. How long have you been at CIS?
Okay, I've been here for 20 years and 13 days and 12 hours, but I wasn't counting.
Oh, wow. Well, all of those years, we know how much you have uplifted the Black community, the whole community. But I know you have a special place in your heart whenever we were doing anything silly or important or anything at all, Cynthia. You always are there. And thank you just so much for keeping us connected all these years. When we've sent things to you to share with the community, you've sent them out. And you just have such a big heart. I feel like you are the heart of CIS in so many ways, especially for like the staff and the students. You know, I just love you, Cynthia. And I think
love all y'all.
You're so humble about it.
But, you know, I just want you to, see Rachel saying all this because, you know, she my cousin and everything.
From Arkansas. We're cousins. But for real, Cynthia, just thank you. Cynthia's the type of person that you tell her your baby's graduated and she brings you a list of scholarships, or you say somebody's sick and she really does pray for you. So I love you, Cynthia. Thank you.
I also want to shout out three more people. So I want to shout out Sarah Hetty, who is in the development department. Sarah is a bad grant writer, y'all. She be taking us to the next level with the language on them grant applications. So the previous iteration to this was the Black Psychologists of Professional Gateway Project, where we got a $14,000 mini grant through the Office of Diversity, Office of Something and Something. And Sarah wrote that grant application for us and has continued to be a strong advocate on our behalf to get funding in to support the BPP in its expanded ways. And so much appreciation to Mama Sarah over there for her work and contribution to Black psychology. And also wanting to shout out Chris Brandenberger, the department chair for the School of Undergraduate Studies, who hired me as core faculty in SUS, my first core faculty position. And so she has allowed me to have a platform in the School of Undergraduate Studies that is unique in all of CIIS. We have a full track focused specifically on Black psychology. And we'll begin that in the fall with an Introduction to Black Psychology course. That'll be followed in the spring with Africana research methods, and then it will be followed in the summer with a course in transpersonal psychology from an African-centered perspective. And so she pushed that through, and it's the first track of many that the School of Undergraduate Studies will have. And we're working now to see if we can offer the Introduction to Black Psychology as a elective course that's open to all students at all levels. So we'll see what I do with the syllabus to make that happen. But none of that would have been possible without Chris Brandenburger's leadership and dedication and her appreciation and understanding. Didn't have to convince her of a thing. She got it right out the gate in support of Black psychology and African-centered episteme. So big shout out to her for that. And then last but and obviously not least is Dwayne Quadwell Deterville.
I want to do that. I was going to give Dwayne a shout out.
So, love you.
Dwayne D.
Yes.
Much
Last but
love.
not least. Yes.
Much appreciation and all of those things. We've been together for 24 years, I think. Yeah, about 24 years now. We've been married for 22 years. This year make 22 years of marriage. And he is my eyes, he's my heart. He's my joy. He's just a little cutie pie. He's really irritating at times, but he is so adorable at the same time. So you can't be mad at him too long. What is it? Steel sharpens steel. And so the spirit of Yemen Yah and Oya loves her Shango. And so, much love to you, Quadwo.
That's beautiful. I just wanted to say thank you to Dwayne because he's been coordinating with me from the beginning. And I know this last minute and I'm like texting him and trying to, be discreet. We had to make some special arrangements so that you wouldn't see what was in the box of goodies. But he was very, very responsive and supportive and definitely support of the BPP. So thank you, Dwayne, for all your help with helping organize this.
Yeah. Quick shout out to it. Just want to say thank you, Dee, for giving me my first opportunity to sing in front of people with my dad. What was that, like 15 years ago?
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's right. The Black Dot Cafe.
Yes.
Brother Hanif. That was a great event. You just brought back a great memory.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, my pleasure.
So we do want to close out the ceremony with a somatic exercise. And so I'm going to turn it over to Joelle from the somatic psychology program, who's going to walk us through this thing. So thank you.
All right, y'all. We are somatic in nature, and I'm just going to keep it really simple. If you would like, there's going to be two portions to this. One that's going to be very much where you are if you're seated. And another one is going to invite you to stand up and participate in movement in any way. And you can stay seated in that. But at this moment, I just want everyone to just quiet themselves, their mind. Listen to your breath, feel your breath. Feel how your lungs expand and then contract. See if you can sense the top of your head and any sensations going down your spine. See if you sense the beautiful rhythm of your heartbeat. Keep following that breath. Let us breathe together as one community. We are one community. Feel the support of the earth below you, the chair, and even more, feel the structure of your bones. It is with this structure your ancestors have given you, abundance, prosperity, wealth, knowledge, growth, love, power, and light. Take in a breath, let it out. Slowly shake your shoulders, shimmy on down. Shake your hands, move your shoulders, move your head. And I want you to just take a second and think of, if you can imagine, Congo Square, New Orleans, 1700s. Enslaved people coming from the beautiful continent of Africa are given moments to themselves to be in their body the same way we have the privilege to be in our body now. Just a second, just a moment to feel their heartbeat and their breath. And in those moments, not only do they come together, they praise and they push and they ask for more light and strength to keep going forward, to become who we are today, a Jegnaship together. And with that, I want to play a song by Christian Scott Atunde. And he is currently the only, I will say the only proactive musician that is trying to remember and remind and recall what those sensations and those feelings were like for our ancestors, particularly here in New Orleans, and those of us who understand that. So one moment.
Joelle, the sound's not playing?
It's not playing?
No, when do you have a PC?
No, I don't, sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna walk you through how to share the computer sound. Normally when you share a screen, you have to click share computer sound too.
Okay, one moment. So sorry, I don't know what's going on. I just did the screen. If not, you guys can.
Is the song on YouTube?
Yes.
Put it in the chat. I can pull it up real quick.
No problem. But I can put the song in there and you guys can follow.
Yeah.
It is Twin by Christian Scott Atunde. And hopefully, hold on one second. Let me see if I can get the link.
I'm just loving us all just being in silence with one another, just being in communion with each other. It's just beautiful.
Okay, I got it.
Awesome. Do you mind sharing it?
I got it, yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see if this happens. All right. You hear it?
Moment, dance, move.
Yay! Yay!
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
So we're going to hang out in the parking lot as we usually do.
So can Shamika, oh great, thank you. So I just want to, let's officially close and then I'll stop the recording. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us on this journey of Black psychology and Afrocentric epistemology. And I look forward to staying in community with each and every one of you. And so, yay, ancestors. Yay. Good job, ancestors.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ashe, 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 oh.